Hi, today we're going to talk a little bit about single-member LLCs and whether or not a single-member LLC needs an operating agreement. This is a question that has come up on the message boards and been submitted to us from time to time. And it's a good time for you to understand that relationship and whether or not you do indeed have to have an operating agreement. From a perspective of somebody who has been a litigator for 20 years, I'm going to tell you that yes, you should have a written operating agreement. The reason for that is, and the reason you set up an LLC or any other corporate form, is to protect you and your individual and personal assets and your family's assets from any kind of a judgment or other action taken by an unsatisfied client or a regulatory body if you're in a state that's regulated. We want to make sure that there's a clear line of separation between you and your business in order to preserve that insulation that the LLC or other corporate structure gives you. It's always better to have a written agreement and dot all the I's and cross all the T's related to setting up the business, keeping the records, and adhering to the operating agreement in order for us to be able to enforce this insulation for you should somebody try to sue you individually, or should somebody bring a claim against your business and take a judgment and seek to enforce that judgment against you personally. Not every state requires a written operating agreement. Presently, the only states that require a written operating agreement are California, New York, Missouri, Maine, and Delaware. In no state do you have to create the operating agreement and put it on file with the state when you organize and start your LLC. Those are always meant to be kept by you. In some states like Delaware and Arizona, the corporate records do not even display the people who own that LLC. And so again, they're trying to keep your personal life private and focus only on the business. So as an attorney, certainly you should have a written operating agreement. You should speak to a lawyer in your state with regard to that, who will be fully familiar with setting up a business in your state and the requirements for you in that state. And make sure you have an operating agreement that will insulate you and your assets and your family from any possible liability, and also, in addition, set forth the terms and other instances of the operation of the LLC for the future should need be.